Detached Insight. Did you hear about the canceled Australian Channel 7 documentary series Scientology Black Ops, whose parts have been leaked on the internet? Do you have any information on why it was axed, and if the church had anything to do with it? One of the leaked Scientology Black Ops episodes suggested that the rape and sexual assault charges against Paul Haggis might be a scheme made by the church to disgrace him. How likely do you think it would be for the church to organize something as risky as fake rape charges? Yes, I have heard about this series. I have retweeted, I think, every episode from Tony Ortega's blog on my Twitter account. I've definitely been keeping tabs on this. And, in asking, it's sort of Occam's razor in terms of my belief as to how the show got axed or canceled. It was last minute. It was literally the day before it was supposed to air, or same day they announced that they had canceled it or weren't going to show it. And, the simplest explanation is usually the right one, given, all the possible explanations you can look at. And in this case, it's pretty obvious that the Church of Scientology and Tom Cruise, apparently, or rumored, were personally involved in getting this show axed, because it's critical of Tom. It's critical of the way Scientology deals with celebrities. And, of course, it focuses on Paul Haggis, who has been charged, or has been accused, rather, I should say, of sexual assault, right, of rape. And, so then you ask, how likely is it that the church would do that? Well, look at the church's past history. The church has tried to drive Paulette Cooper to suicide. They literally faked notes with her fingerprints that they had obtained illicitly from her in order to have her do a fake bomb threat, which they alerted the FBI about, to get her arrested and try to get her in a state of such panic and frenzy that she'd kill herself. That's the Church of Scientology. That's what they do. And those kind of operations didn't just stop in the 1970s after the Guardian's Office fiasco. They just went undercover more. And they started doing it via proxies through private investigators and through lawyers and cutouts and things. But they still continued those same operations. And there really isn't any reason at all to believe that they're not still continuing to engage in those operations. If they perceive that somebody is a threat to them and it's a big enough problem to miscavige, or somebody of Tom Cruise's stature, then they will spare no expense to go take that person out. They can't do anything anymore about the big wide world and the toxic view that the world has of Scientology. That's beyond their ability. But they can go after individuals according to L. Ron Hubbard's policies, and they are more than happy to do so if Miscavige orders it. And clearly with somebody of Paul Haggis' stature, whose name actually carries weight in certain circles, this is somebody people wanted to listen to. The entire New Yorker article was based on Paul Haggis' account. It was called The Apostate. And that it eventually grew into the Going Clear documentary and book. So Paul Haggis was somebody David Miscavige was personally, I'm sure, quite pissed at. And if Hubbard's policies say ruin them utterly, and that is what Hubbard's policies say, then Miscavige is simply executing L. Ron Hubbard's intent by getting charges like this brought against him, which would ruin him utterly. And that is the whole point. So, why, if Scientology's existing dogma, existing policies right now, if I can go to a Church of Scientology, open up one of their books, and that's what it says to do, then why would I give them any benefit of the doubt that they wouldn't do that? It's right there. They follow L. Ron Hubbard. So, of course, I'm going to think that Scientology would be more than happy to arrange false rape charges against somebody. And I absolutely believe that that's what they did to Paul Haggis. I personally believe that that is true. So that's my take on that. And, doing the deep dive on Scientology fair gaming and its black ops. I mean, this is just the what's the word? The part of the iceberg you can see, the tip of the iceberg, right? I mean, there's so much more these guys are involved in that nobody has a clue about. financial shenanigans, criminal operations. I mean, look at how many Scientologists keep ending up going to jail or getting in criminal trouble just over the last couple of years, given the small, tiny size of Scientology. And when you see, I just think there's disproportion there is all. Is the point I'm trying to make. And, and David Miscavige is not a good guy. And L. Ron Hubbard was not a good guy. And they've had millions stashed in places around the world. I mean, they got all kinds of financial shenanigans and other goofiness going on. So that's why I say this kind of stuff is just, them going after an individual completely sucks for that guy. I'm not trying to take away from that at all. I'm just saying that in the bigger picture, that's not even the worst stuff that Scientology's doing. That's where I'm going with that.